so much for the introduction. And I also love traveling. I was in the US yesterday. Anyway, yeah, so Jane, let me start by saying congratulations for having this summit, gathering all these people here, and just being able to put something on pen and paper so that people can be able to upgrade themselves, because I believe that financial freedom is very important, and especially for the ladies. You need to empower yourself financially. So before I start, my voice is normally better. You're gonna home, it's very nice. Yeah, so today, just bear with me, and I couldn't miss this event. Yeah, so I had to come here with my hoarse voice. So before I start, I want to recognize my team from Lofty Compound. So we have David and Wilmot, who can stand. These guys will all here. Santia, they'll be here, they'll say more. And from the colors of their t-shirts, you can be able to have a clue where I come from. Yeah, so I really want to acknowledge you, Jane, and I will say that it is an honor being here. When you sent your invite, I believe in women empowerment. And whenever I see young people going out of their way and doing something that other young people cannot do, I definitely hold their hands. So thank you for the invitation. It was indeed my pleasure. Yes, so when she told me, I told her, yes, I looked at my diary and I saw that I have time. It's only later that I discovered I have a flight today. So I told her I'll come, give the keynote address, and then go home. First I have to pass through the hospital for my throat, and then I go home back, and then I go. But I wouldn't miss. And again, yesterday, as a member of the institute, we had the chairman's ball, where we were honoring CPAs who are fellow, who became, we normally have commendations and then fellowships. I left that around 1, but I said I have to come. Yeah, because whenever I promise, especially something like this, that is going to have an impact, I must come. So thank you so much for being there. I'm very excited, Jane, and those who are here, because we are coming to actually witness the birth of a very essential guide, and this is the Well Way. And again, Jane, congratulations. We just had a chat with her. She was just telling me how she came up with this second copy, and she's building from what she had from her first book. And I always say that a start is always better than nothing. Because she was telling me, Jane, I hope you don't mind if I share this. She said when she did her first book, she felt like she didn't do the best that she could do. But you can imagine how many seated there have ever written a book. Good. So this is quite, if I do a percentage, it is less than 1%. So you can imagine, Jane, you've done something that many people have not done. And when I was launching my book, a book called We Took the Risk, this is a book about women who have taken risks and who want to share their stories so that other women can grow. Jane asked a question on how do you overcome imposter syndrome? And the purpose was that in her book she felt she was not good enough, but I'm happy that she has put this. This is her second book, and congratulations. We are looking forward to reading more. Yeah, so I work at USIU Africa. I was the DVC Finance and Operations, and on that side we manage the wealth of the university, and that is something I'm passionate about. I'm also the chairman of ISPAC. ISPAC we call chair and chairman because it's according to the Accountant Act, and there we manage resources for over 40,000 accountants, including making investments, decisions, and being accountable to the members. And I'm also happy to say that I'm a director shareholder of Lofty Compound, which is a wealth management fund. So this one is personalized so that all of you sitting here, when we talk about financial freedom, you should be actually live that. You know, sometimes you hear stories and then you think that there are stories for other people. The story is for you. You need to ask yourself, 5 years from now, will I be better financially or not? And by being here, and by even me having my team here, I'm hoping you'll engage more so that you can start building your financial freedom. And some of these things are the way we've been cultured. Imagine that you need to come from a very rich background, you need to start with a lot of money. But we say, for us, we say the best time is now. And the issue of consistency. The conversation I've had, most of you are in finance, and we know about compounding. Anybody who does not know about the effect of compounding, you've heard compounding. Compound interest, you've heard something like that? Yes, so that is what saving is all about. But even 1,000 per month, 500 per month, if you do it, you are going to have a very good future because that money grows and then the interest on interest grows. And for me, when now maybe going away from that, I like investing in young people, and especially young women. Whenever I see Sheila, I'm so proud of her because she's in my mentorship class. We normally have an online, that's why we have mentorship. She's in cohort 1. This is something I just started because people would ask me, Prof, I want you to mentor this. I said, looking at my time, so I just put them in a group. So she's there, and I really love the growth that I've seen in her. I was so surprised when she was sending me a message that we were with her also last night. And I think most of the events I go for, she's always there. Because she's just saying, I want to follow your steps. So Sheila, in 5 years' time, will tell us a story of how this now gorgeous, very empowered woman is, how you started, so that others can follow. Yeah, so now back to the book. Now looking at this book that has been written, what I want to say is that when it comes to wealth matters, you must plan. Those who make it and those who actually can account for their wealth, these people plan. And even the Bible says, put down your plan, put down your vision in paper. Which book of the Bible is that? Which book? Habakkuk. I mean, you've never heard of a book called Habakkuk. Yeah, so it's a book, it tells us, put down your plans in paper. That is where issues of vision, strategy come from. Otherwise, if you don't put things down in writing, you'll never remember them. And you'll always be just moving, but you don't know where you are moving. So, for you to be able to improve your wealth, you need to sit down and ask yourself, what do I want to be? And then once you know what you want to be, you ask yourself, how do I get there? And then you now start planning. When you do that, all your efforts are going to be directed towards a certain direction. And what I've seen in life is that whenever you desire something, actually the universe conspires. And I want, if I look at my life, whatever I am now, just looking back, I can actually see these are things that I had in my mind. I knew I wanted to do this and I wanted to do this. And then in a way, my energies were directed in that direction. So have a plan and you'll definitely be able to get there. Now, I want to look at just managing life and managing money. And since I'm an accountant and the chair of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants, I believe in ethical and ethical savings, ethics and integrity. In fact, this part of our tagline is where integrity comes. Now, what we need to know is that wealth that is earned in a righteous way is wealth that will give you peace. If you have wealth that you have got in ways that are not ethical, this is wealth that will definitely not win. And that is why when you go outside the market, there are avenues that help you to get your wealth well. There are books like the one Jen has written that is a blueprint on how you can wealth your way. So always remember ethics. In fact, there's a story that happened, and it's a true story. There's a friend of ours who lost their husband, and the husband is a friend also when somebody I knew. Now, unfortunately, this gentleman was very wealthy, if you look at him, and the things that he was doing. He was very flamboyant. He had so many vehicles that are V8, a very big house, and all that. Now, unfortunately, the wealth that he had not been quoted through the right way. Now, when he passed on, there was no single wealth that was written under his name, because he was investing using other people's names because of the issues of their kids. Now, you can imagine a situation like that. What do you live for? Your family. What legacy do you live for? Your family. And the Bible talks about, especially for us as parents, you should leave a legacy for your children. So you can imagine this person has left nothing for their family. He lived a very nice life. The house is no single house, and his name on the wife. Only one vehicle, but he had so much money. So those are the dangers of having wealth that is not acquired wealth. Because we know in Kenya, Kenya can do a lifestyle audit. So sometimes you don't want to attach your wealth with you because you cannot account for it. ESCC will come to you. You are not going to be paying taxes. So why am I saying this? I want to emphasize on issues of integrity. So as you read the book, just follow the steps that are there. And for me, I believe wealth that grows, that you can account for, is the wealth that is sweetest. For those people who get a good maybe inheritance, we've had stories that are around 80% of these people, within 5 years, they have squandered all that money because they don't know the effort and the value of wealth. So as we grow our wealth, if we follow the Bible, we want to leave it for our children's children. Let us ensure that we teach our children wealth matters. And that is why for me this book of Wealth Your Way is a very important book. Teach yourself, pass that knowledge. And Jane, thank you for just putting that in paper and on a print so that others can be able to get that story. Now, I had said that for you to have financial freedom, you have to have a plan. So what I'll just summarize that as saying, define your number. Define your number. What do you want? And I'm sure the holy days are, the MC when he was asking about where would you want to be, definitely you will need resources to be there. And for the ladies, it should be your money. You spend your coin. There's no money that is free. Yeah, but there's no free money. Let me put it that way. So define your number, work to get it, and you'll definitely get it. The other thing I also want to say is that in Kenya, we have different avenues of investing. And looking at what is there, I can see we have real estate. This is a way of investing. And I think in Kenya, everybody must have a plot. If you are in class when I teach, and it's a question that I always ask them, if you are 400,000 now, Kenya shillings, what should you do? They will say, I'm a plot in Kamulu, I'm a plot, but we have other investment avenues. So this is also a way of investment. And we believe in diversification. So when you invest, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You can also see now, even investing in knowledge, that's the greatest investment that you can ever do. And I'm happy to see Japesh actually does a lot of investing in knowledge. So again, Jane, congratulations. When Lexi was mentioning the sponsors of today's event, you also mentioned FinSco. FinSco, I've worked with FinSco, I know the founder. He also has a very interesting story. And it's just a story of resilience, which is Uma. He's a guy who was telling us that he was selling things in Kikomba. Can you imagine Kikomba? Sheila, we went with you for that function. That's why he was telling us his story. And now he's somebody who controls billions in terms of wealth and under his hand. So you can actually, investments, you just get your package of figures and know where to go. And then now my last point is just to really endorse this book that Jane has, and to tell you that as somebody who is dedicated in finance, both the teaching, both the practice, I want you to encourage that you get a copy of this book. Tell a friend to tell a friend. In fact, when I posted Jane Prof in my WhatsApp status, so many people were asking about this, so I'm hoping they'll get the book and continue posting. Last week we were so busy, everything was about the annual seminar, so I didn't want to confuse people, but I got some time in between to just post it. So as I wind up, get the book, and don't just get the book because you love Jane or you want to encourage her, you don't want her to be discouraged. Jane did not do that, just to sell the book. She's selling the content in that book. So buy the book, buy for your friend, read it and apply what is there. So with those few things, I just want to say congratulations, and I'll be leaving very soon. I wish you a great day. Jane, I'm hoping to come to the next year. You said this is going to be annual. Yes, and we are waiting to come. And then I'm also waiting to hear stories of Jane Prof because I was here. I was having a few shillings, now I have millions. You know those stories. Let's hear them in real people. Yeah, so with that, congratulations and have a very, very, very lovely Lord. Thank you.